Okay, so here we are with the finale of Season 6, To Where and Back Again. The episode that feels like this is supposed to be the cherry on top of Starlight Glimmer's redemption arc, where she and her ragtag bunch of misfits, that being Trixie, Discord, and Thorax, go on a big adventure to save the main six, Spike, the princesses, from the clutches of Queen Chrysalis. And I'm very mixed on it, because I think this episode is great. I think what it's trying to do is really cool. I think there's a lot of moments in it that are super fun. But I just don't know if it feels earned. And part of that is based on the actual conclusion of the episode. I'm like, it works, but I don't know if it works. And part of it for me is also in the context of the narrative of Season 6 as a whole, or like Glimglam's narrative, I don't think it's quite yet deserved. So in terms of what actually happens, the first part of the episode is Starlight gets a letter from the ponies from Aqualia. Because again, I don't know what the Equal Village is actually called. It's just what I'm calling it. And they're like, hey, we're going to have a big festival. Everyone's going to be there. We'd like it if you showed up. And Starlight's introverted ass is like, I really don't want to go. And Twilight's like, nah, Princess of Friendship is sending you. Go make friends with them. Go make amends with them. Amend them fences, baby. And Starlight's like, fine. And she has a nightmare about it not going well. And Luna's like, all right, I mean, I understand you having this trepidation, Starlight Glimmer. You need to go. So Starlight takes Trixie. The two of them go. And Starlight is very, very quickly just overwhelmed with everything that's going on. She's like, look, I was ready and I was expecting for there to be issues, for there to be some distrust, for them to not want to see me, for the awkwardness. I wasn't ready for forgiveness. And the fact that you guys are treating me so well, like nothing ever happened, it's kind of too much for me. Which, saying that out loud, you're like, that's actually really sad. And just really kind of fucked up. Like, yeah, just, I'm not ready for unconditional love. Ow. But the way it's also framed is they're like, hey, Starlight, we'd like your help with this. We'd like your help with this. And she's like, look, I should not be making any decisions because the last time I was here and making decisions, rather not go into the past. I don't think I'm ready for this. I'm not ready for you guys to be super nice to me. I'm not ready for you guys to want my opinion on things. I just remembered I have something I gotta do halfway across the world. Let's go. So Trixie just kind of bails her out and is like, look, if you need my help, you need me to be there with you, I got you. You need to leave, I got you. Let's go. So they go back, and she notices very quickly that the main six and Spike just feel kind of off. And I think the first one is Pinky, and she's like, that was kind of weird. To which Trixie's like, yeah, Pinky's just a weird motherfucker. Like, I didn't think there was anything that different about it. So she goes up to Applejack and Rarity, like, did Pinky seem weird to you? Pinky's always weird. And then Trixie's like, I fucking told you. Like, that's pretty fun. There's a part where she tells Twilight about everything, and Twilight's like, hey, yeah, if things didn't work out, that's fine. Just cut your losses and never hang out with them again. What? That doesn't sound like something Twilight would say. It's not very Princess of Friendship-y of you. What the fuck is going on? So, there's this one scene that I think is gold where, like, Trixie is sleeping and then Starlight wakes her up and it's like, Trixie, there's something wrong with my friends. And she's like, yeah, like, Starlight, I could have told you that. I have a whole list of things that's wrong with your friends. It's like, yeah, that was gold. She's like, no, something's wrong. We need to go figure this out. So they break into the castle, see the main 6 and Spike, and they get a transmission from Queen Chrysalis that all turn into changelings, revealing that, yes, we're changelings, we captured the main 6, Spike, and all the princesses, and I have had changelings take over those positions. So all the love all the love that those ponies are going to get is now going to the changelings, who are going to bring it back to me and feed me because I am their queen. Also, the fact that I've taken them and replaced them means who's going to fucking stop me? Huh. You know, Chrysalis, I don't feel like I owe you an apology for everything I said about you during the wedding, because you were really fucking stupid there. But you've learned from your mistakes. This is a really intelligent plan. Good fucking job. I like this. The problem I have, though, is me as the viewer just kind of goes, do I buy the fact that these ponies could all just be completely and easily subdued? I mean, okay, as fucked up as it is to say, I totally buy that you can do that to Celestia and Luna. Because if it's a day ending in Y, those two are gonna job. But Shining Armor and Cadence, like, all it took was the love they had for each other to get you out of the city. There's still the love they have for each other, plus the love they have for their subjects, and also the love they have for their baby girl. I feel like they could easily, especially it's like, yeah, like, there was one changeling and they were taking security very seriously. You guys would have to be fucking perfect to be able to sneak up on them and take their places. And also, like, we've established from Cutie Remark that Twilight has no security. You also have to sneak up on all of the main 6 probably at once, because they were kicking your ass during the wedding. Do I really buy this? Because you can't have replaced... Because it seems to me it's like you couldn't have replaced every pony with changelings. Because if you did, you wouldn't be getting any love. Because it's the love they feel for these ponies that the changelings are feeding on. So you only replace the important ones. It's like, did you have like a small strike force do this? And I don't know. Again, like, they kind of beat the shit out of an entire army. Like, Rainbow Dash's favorite dream is of her fighting changelings. I don't know. Again, it's like, I want to really enjoy this, but, like, I don't know how much I buy the premise. But you know what? Let's say I buy it enough. I'm buying low, but I'm buying it. Let's see where you take this. So I find out they're all changelings, and Charlotte's like, well, fuck. Trixie's more than like, fuck. What do we do? I don't know. Okay. I know Luna's gone, because Luna told me in a dream that she was taken, Celestia's taken, the main 6 are taken. We gotta go to the Crystal Empire. We can get Cadence, we can get Shining Armor, we can get Sunburst, let's go. And Thorax shows up, he's like, about that. They kinda maybe sort of got taken and sent me here for help, and boy, it doesn't look like that's gonna happen. And Trixie, upon seeing a changeling, just freaks out, to which Starlight, like, puts her in a bubble. So it's like a bubble of silence, so they can't hear her scream anymore. Which, out of context, you're like, yeah, in like a horror movie, that would be super fucked up. But she's like, hey, Trixie, this is a friend. He's okay. I'm gonna stop the bubble, and you need to stop screaming, okay? And I really like what Trixie says to Thorax after. It's something along the lines of, okay, if Starlight says you're good, you're good. I just don't want you near me. Like, I'm sorry. I feel bad about it. Hopefully we'll be cool, but I kind of don't want you near me right now. It's like, all right, fair enough. So, like, okay, all 4 princesses are gone. All of the main 6 are gone. What the fuck do we do? And then Discord shows up, And he just kind of shows up, starts talking shit, which leads to this really funny scene of, how do we know that you're not a changeling? And he just gives them this look like, is that a joke? Do you really think that I, Discord, the god of chaos and disharmony, could be replaced? So he just snaps his fingers, some like goofy shit starts happening, like, okay, you're Discord, fine, we're all us. Discord, you want to help? No. No, what do you mean no? I mean, no. I mean, I don't really give a shit. I mean, yeah, okay, they're my friends, but I mean, Celestia and Luna being gone, that's kind of whatever. Cadence, I mean, I should probably help Twilight, but fine. They took Fluttershy. They took Fluttershy? Okay, let's go. So he snaps his fingers, so they teleport. He wanted to teleport them straight to Fluttershy, but he's not able to. They end up right outside Mordor because it fucking the Changeling Hive looks like fucking Mount Doom. Which again, I mean, it's called To Where and Back Again, which, as you may or may not know, the book is called The Hobbit or There and Back Again. I'm like, that's a fun Lord of the Rings reference there in the title. And, oh, what do you know? It's visually there in the episode too. And the episode ends, that's basically how the episode ends, and then like part 2 starts with Thorax saying, okay, the Changeling throne nullifies all magic that is not Changeling magic. Like, it sucks magic the way that Changelings will suck and feed on love. That's why you can't just teleport in. That's why, like, from this threshold onwards, Discord, your magic doesn't work, y'all's unicorn magic isn't going to work. This is not gonna happen. Gee, Thorax, why didn't you tell us that? I didn't have a fucking chance to. This dude found out that Fluttershy was gone and just snapped his fingers and took us here. I would've. You didn't give me a fucking chance. Which brings me to the next thing in the episode that I'm very torn on, which is the power nullifying throne. I like the fact that Starlight can't rely on magic to solve her problems. That's what this episode is all about. Starlight using magic to try to solve a problem and saying, like, I'm not good at the friendship shit, but I'm such a badass with magic that maybe I don't have to. And here it's, you cannot rely on that. You have to rely on the fact that you're determined. You have to rely on your brain. It's what I was really saying about Cutie Remark and why I think it's a phenomenal series finale. Because Twilight is not able to use her magic to subdue Starlight. She's not able to rely on the elements of harmony to solve her problems. She has to solve a friendship problem. Let me use all of the skills that I have learned, all of the friendship lessons I have learned, to connect with her pony to pony. And it works so damn well. And that's kind of what's going on here. I have to finish this adventure without my greatest weapon. All I have is my mind, my feet, like my hooves, and the allies and friends I've made along the way. Quick pin in that. But I like that as an idea. The problem I have is, again, it's just me from a narrative perspective going, really? The Changelings have a magic rock that nullifies all other magic conveniently. Do I buy that? And it's like, even then, it's like, I could almost understand, like, yeah, it nullifies pony magic. Like, I could see that, but yeah, it nullifies Discord's all-powerful chaos entropy magic. It's, really? Because I don't even think they said where the rock came from. It was just like, yeah, it's just like this, like, magic stone or some shit. Like, we're gonna go here for a bit. I hope I don't stay here very long, but we're gonna open the door. This felt like some shit out of Project Horizons. As is like, yeah, like it's this magic rock that does exactly what I need it to do for the plot to work. I'm like, this is star metal. This is 100% some star metal bullshit. It even does that in Horizon. It's like, yeah, you know, the frequency of star metal is like so evil and twisted and fucked up that it nullifies Discord's magic. I'm like, bro, I read that shit. It's like, I don't believe this for a fucking second. This smells like bullshit. I don't like it. I really don't. And it just bothered me. And I'm gonna try and not go on a full Horizons rant. I'm just gonna say, for me, it felt too convenient. I get it. You've introduced Discord into the story. Discord is incredibly fucking powerful. You need to find some way that you can work around Discord. So let's rob him of his magic. Okay. It's just like, yeah, there's a magic artifact that robs the god of chaos of his magic just by its mere existence. And it's, I don't know, it's like a random rock. That's it. Sure, dog. Sure. Now let me pull the pen out. I don't know if I like the fact that Discord is here. And it has nothing to do with Discord's character because he's a fucking blast. His anything he does in this episode is fucking gold. His interactions with Trixie and how they keep shitting on each other the entire episode is amazing. I love that. But here's the problem. The way the episode is constructed, it gives the feel like this is Starlight's time to shine. It is Starlight and her band of misfits banding together to save the world. She and Discord have never interacted before. Like, Trixie has an entire episode where she and Starlight become friends. Thorax, at least Starlight was there when she saw it happen, and during Spike's song, there is this very noticeable moment where she realizes Thorax has the exact same situation I do. And if I am being distrustful and I'm treating him like shit, I'm doing to him what I don't want people to do to me. So I can't do that to him anymore. And I like that. Now, in hindsight, given that he is, you know, one of the main characters of the finale, I kind of wonder if Starlight should have had a bigger role here. If maybe it should have been a Starlight episode more than a Spike episode. And I think it's a great Spike episode. I talked about that. I think Spike kills it in this episode. But given what how this episode works, maybe he and Starlight should have had a bit of a stronger bond. But again, at least they met. At least she's like, cool, I know him. He's cool. We kind of had a moment that was more of just me having a moment, but there was a moment to be had. She's never interacted with Discord. So him being here feels less of it's Starlight and her friends and just like, yeah, Discord's here too. Now again, a group of redeemed antagonists going on a journey together, I think is neat. I think that's actually really fun. I just think for me, it would have had more narrative weight if Starlight had any connection to Discord beforehand. So, they get to the hive, they fucking walk there, Discord's like, we mean we have to walk? I don't know how you ponies can deal with the fact that you can't disappear and reappear at will, to which Trixie says something along the lines of, yeah, me neither. I miss the fact that you can disappear at will. Again, like, them hating each other, I think is hilarious. There is a point where she talks some shit to Discord, he just gets right in her face. Why are you even here? Like, what the fuck do you bring to the team? You are a below average a self-absorbed below average illusionist. Self-absorbed! And I mean, it is kind of funny that she's not pissed off at being called second rate. She's pissed off at being called self-absorbed, which is 100% correct. I don't know. I think the actual, dialogue in this episode is phenomenal. But so they get into the hive, and I will say, I've also seen the animatic of this episode, which is a little bit longer. To me, there's two major moments, and they're both thorax scenes that were cut that I think make the episode a little bit stronger. The first is when they get to the hive, like, all right, we're going to go in. Thorax, how the fuck do we get in? And in the show proper, they completely skip this scene. He's just kind of like, this is how we get in. In the animatic, he does not want to go back into the hive. He's like, no, this is as far as I go. Thorax, what the fuck do you mean this is as far as you go? You're the only changeling here. We need you now more than ever. He's like, I can't. I am terrified of Chrysalis. The fact that I betrayed the hive means I'm a dead man as soon as they see me. I don't want to go in. Do you have any idea, Starlight, what she will do to me if she gets her hooves on me? No, Thorax, I don't. And I'll be honest about that. But what I do know is she has her hooves on my friends and your friends. And if we leave her to her own devices, we're all, like, she has us all. And we can't let that happen. We are here to save them. Spike believed in you. He went out on a limb for you, and even when he faltered, he made sure to step up. She has your best friend. You can't like, what were you just saying, Thorax? Like, you can't imagine, like, I can't imagine what she'll do to you. You can imagine what she can do to Spike, and you have the power to stop it. You're right. Okay, let's go. So they sneak into the hive, and then, pin in the other scene with Thorax. So they sneak into the hive. Eventually, Discord, being a loud, obnoxious dickhead, which is why I love him, but being a loud, obnoxious dickhead, catches the attention of the guards, and Thorax turns into Trixie and is, like, flying around and teleporting around and using the smoke bombs to be a distraction, and it works, and they end up following some changelings. Discord distracts them with a comedy routine that's honestly pretty fun. I liked it. And there was one thing I noticed. I think in the show proper, none of the changelings ever laughed. In the animatic, one of them does. He's like, yeah, I'm beside myself. And turns out it was just one of you. And one of the changelings starts laughing. They all just glare at him like, oh, that was great. That should have been in the show. So Discord ends up giving a distraction, so they're able to get further into the hive. And while he's running away, he finds Fluttershy. And he's like, what do you know? Me, when I'm separated from the group, I find the one person I'm actually trying to find. Good trick, but I can see through it because I'm not stupid. And the Fluttershy is like, it's okay. I wouldn't trust me either. You're right not to trust me. You should just go. And he turns around and there's like 50 other Fluttershys. To which the one that was talking is like, but just because I'm not the real Fluttershy doesn't mean that these aren't. Wouldn't it be a real fucked up underhooved changeling tactic to surround you by the person you want to find? Because maybe you're right. Maybe this is a trap. Maybe none of us are the real Fluttershy. But do you really want to take that chance? Are you going to abandon all of them? Because maybe one of them is real, Discord. What are you gonna do about it? And then it just, like, cuts away from the scene. I'm like, okay, I fucking love the changelings. I love them as antagonists. This is such a fun idea. Like, again, it's one of the things I really like about this episode. They're just like, we saw a changeling. It is on site. Like, security is taking this threat as seriously as possible. And this shit is why it's so fun. So the other three are waiting for Discord to, like, we can't wait for him any longer. We gotta go. And then Discord shows up and they have a password. It's Klutzy Draconicus. And they start like, Klutzy. Oh yes, I'm very klutzy. Let's go. Like, okay, it's not Discord. Fuck, we lost him. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's really bad. That means even if we somehow destroy the throne, we can't just rely on Discord to save us. Oh, that's bad. So then Discord's like, hey guys, it's this way to go to the prisoners. And Thorax's like, okay, if he's going that way, we need to go the other way. There's going to be a swarm in there that's going to attack us. So which Trixie says, okay, I will take one for the team. If all three of us go down the other path, they'll notice we're not following them, and they will just, like, attack us and fuck us up. I will take the L for everyone. So she goes down that hallway with Discord, traps him in there with a really long, like, string of cloth. It's like, okay, I've got you. And I don't remember if this happened in the show proper. In the animatic specifically, like, she, like, knocks over a boulder so the changelings can't leave that cave, and then she gets swarmed. I actually don't think that quite happened in the show, which the animatic makes more sense. Like, okay, yeah, they specifically can't get out of there, so she is able to genuinely save Starlight and Thorax for a bit. But Trixie takes an L, and she gets literally swarmed. She gets fucked up. Cut back to Starlight, who's separated from Thorax, is in the throne room. And you get Chrysalis's introduction in the episode where she's fucking crawling on the ceiling and then her head just turns all the way around and you just hear it crack as it moves. Like, oh, this is so fucking cool. And she's talking shit like, look, I didn't even think to replace you with one of my drones because I didn't think you were important enough. You know what? My B, I underestimated you clearly. Now, granted, what the fuck are you gonna do? Like, congratulations! You found the Changeling Hive. You walked right into my lair where you don't have magic. I don't think you thought this very well through, but maybe I shouldn't have underestimated you at all, and I will at least give you that. And Starlight's like, hey, I mean, you got me, but you don't have Thorax yet. He might fuck your shit up. Don't you dare mention that traitor's name to me. When I find him, I am going to make sure that he knows just how badly he fucked up. And then there's like this flash in Starlight's eyes and, well, it looks like I won't have to look very far for him. Cast a spell. Starlight turns into Thorax. She's like, all right, we found the traitor. Meat's back on the menu. Also, where is Starlight then? And she finds Starlight trying to destroy the throne with literally just taking a rock and banging it. And honestly, I think it's pretty funny. It doesn't work. Starlight gets caught. Chrysalis starts monologuing for a bit. Then Starlight essentially makes her plea and appeal to the changeling race. Because earlier in the episode, and both in part 1 and part 2, it's brought up a couple times that changelings are always hungry. Like, they have this insatiable need to feed on love. Thorax doesn't anymore. After living in the Crystal Empire for a bit, after making friends, he just doesn't need it. And his body has changed a little bit. Like, his wings, instead of having, like, the holes in them, it's there. He has, like, full fleshy wings. Like, huh, that's interesting, that's different. And then so she starts talking to Chrysalis and the changelings as a whole, like, you don't have to live like this. You don't have to be love vampires. Okay, that reminds me, there's a thing in DuckTales, like the remake, where there's a character who is specifically a luck vampire, and it's really fucking cool. I really love the new DuckTales show. Anyway, sorry. Just saying love vampire made me think of luck vampire. It's like, you don't have to be love vampires. Look at Thorax. Thorax isn't hungry anymore. He found a way to live. When you just take love, you're not, like, you will never be satisfied. But when you're able to give it, when you can give and take love and have genuine, meaningful relationships, then you can be happy. And she also makes a plea to Chrysalis, like, look, bitch, I know what it's like to lead people through fear. To be so set in your belief that you refuse to see anything else, it doesn't make it right. So Chrysalis is like, well, you don't know anything about being a changeling. Fuck you. And she starts, it's like, okay, Thorax has love. I am going to take it from him. So she starts sucking the love out of Thorax, which leads to Thorax like, no, my love, she's taking it from me. And Starlight's like, well, if she wants it, Thorax, give it to her. Give her all your love. And I'm like, this, oh my gosh, I can't watch this with a straight face. This feels like a porno. Like, I'm gonna suck all of your love. No, she's sucking my love. Well, give it all to her, like, bust a love. Thorax! Like, bro, what the fuck? This is hysterical. And, Thorax, he busts a nut. He gives so much love that he, like, breaks out of his fucking changeling exoskeleton and turns into, I have heard it best described as a moose beetle. And then the other changelings are like, huh, maybe he's right. So they also crack out of their exoskeletons, and so many cracking at once blows up Chrysalis's throne. And she just has this look on her face while it happens of, this is fucking bullshit. What do you mean this is happening to me? But the throne breaks, and all of the ponies and Draconicus's and dragons that were captured are freed, and the changelings are now moose beetles. I mean, it's mostly just Thorax, the moose beetle. The others are, I don't know, they're like pony bugs now. And also, by the way, in the animatic, like, I think Thorax looks way better because he still looks like a changeling, but is more pony-ish. It kind of like how the others look, and here it's like, no, like, he's not a moose beetle. I don't like the moose beetle look, okay? I think it looks stupid. I don't like it. It's something about the eyes. It's something about the colors. Like, I know it's Friendship is Magic is a very colorful pastel show, and I like that, but there's something about the new changeling. I don't remember what they're called after this. I don't remember if they still call themselves changelings or if they give them their race a new name, but there's something about it that I just don't love the look of. I think part of it is, dude, like the Swiss cheese black bugs. I'm sorry, I think that look is so fucking cool that I'm so sad to see it gone. But anyways, Chrysalis is the only one who's still a changeling, and I love her voice acting, because it's just, she's so feral, and like the way that she hisses, I'm like, oh, this is great, this is fantastic. But she's ready to throw hooves, and then sees that, okay, the magic nullifier is gone. I now have to fight three princesses, the entire main six, which includes a fourth princess, fucking Discord, Glim, and my entire race. I can tell I'm outnumbered. Starlight goes up to her and is like, look, Chrysalis, maybe we can fix this. Your people need a leader. You can be that leader. There is a better way for you and your people. When I fucked up and made mistakes, someone outstressed a hoof in friendship for me, and I accepted it, and I feel like I'm a better person, and I want to pay that forward for you. And in the show, Chrysalis has this look on her face, like she's really thinking about it and accepting it, and she reaches up to Starlight and then slaps her hoof away and is like, yeah, the worst thing you can imagine me doing to you in revenge, Starlight, doesn't scratch the surface of what I will do to you. And then she flies off. Taking the pin out, in the animatic, Starlight gives her speech, and Chrysalis again is like looking at her and has that look on her face like she's thinking about it. And then she looks at Thorax. And then when she looks at him, that's when the anger comes out. That's when the spite comes out. And then she slaps Starlight's hoof away, says, you know, the same thing of, the worst thing you can imagine doesn't scratch the surface. Again, that's not the exact quote, but it's something along the lines of that. And then she flies away. After that, Discord's like, all right, party at Fluttershy's, and Starlight's like, actually, party at my old village. So they go to Aqualia, and Discord's like, you know what, Trixie? you're pretty cool. You ever want some chaos in your act, just let me know. It's like, yeah, when pigs fly, asshole. As you wish! So they ride on some flying pigs, and Rainbow Dash goes, what the fuck just happened? Someone needs to catch me up on this shit, and that's the end of the season. So I talked about how I don't know if this feels earned. So let me go into a bit more detail about that. In terms of the episode itself, what I mean is that it just feels super rushed. Yes, they talk about how Thorax he's able to live healthy now. He's not an addict anymore. He's clean of his love addiction. And how your race can live like that. It's better now. But I think part of it is there's so much buildup throughout the episode to the confrontation with Chrysalis and having to break her throne. And it happens way too quickly. Chrysalis is great when she's on screen, and she's just not on screen enough. The fact that, like, every changeling goes along with it super quickly. Like, I get it. It just feels a little too fast. Thorax doesn't talk after this happens. They're just like, yeah, Thorax, you're the new leader of the changelings. Like, okay. Why? Like, sure, he was the first one to say there's maybe a better way, but we have no knowledge of him having any fucking leadership skills. So, I don't know. I don't know if this feels earned or makes sense. And the way the throne is destroyed is because they all busted a nut at the same time, and it was so the post-nut clarity was so strong. It fucking shattered the ground. I don't know. I just don't fucking buy it. Like, it's not that the resolution doesn't make sense. I just feel like it's a little too anticlimactic for me. Now, Chrysalis, I do like Chrysalis and Starlight being foils to each other, and Starlight saying, like, no, I realize the error of my ways, and Chrysalis, in one version, essentially just saying, no, I don't care. And in the other version, she almost thinks about it, but looks upon the traitor and is just like, you took this from me. And is filled with so much hatred that she refused. Like, she really goes full Starlight. Because like I talked about in Remark, it's Twilight tells her, Starlight, the world is gonna get fucking destroyed. Maybe you shouldn't do this. And Starlight is too clouded by her judgment and her rage that she, like, it's like, no, I think you're full of shit. Chrysalis basically does the same thing. I kind of like that. The reason I say this doesn't feel earned in terms of the season as a whole is that, excuse me, this feels like it's the episode where you say Starlight Glimmer is a better person. Starlight Glimmer is redeemed. She was able to solve a problem without magic. She was able to essentially reform an entire race. She was able to make some friends. Like, look, she made friends with Discord and Thorax and blah, blah, blah. It's great. I also look at it and go, okay, she had a good premiere where she was able to make some progress. Then she made a friend. This happens, which isn't really part of her arc. It's just she thought Christmas was cool. Had a moment in the background. And then took several steps back where she kind of reverted to her old self. But, yeah, she's totally ready for leadership. She's totally ready to graduate from being Twilight student. Because I believe that's how season 7 starts. Is her be like, yeah, you graduated, you're free, you've learned a lot. I'm like, really? Because she saved the world once? I mean, Twilight, you had to save the world like 4 times and then pass like a specific lesson after months and what felt like years of learning and becoming a better person. Starlight slipped back into her old ways pretty quick. Now, it wasn't malicious, but to me, if anything, that episode shows she's not ready for it yet. This was a very, very good step in the right direction for her. But it just feels like she doesn't have as much of an arc in season 6 as I thought she did. Baby steps, progress is made. but not to the point where I would say, oh yeah, she's Gucci now. But it feels like the ending is trying to say, no, yeah, she's Gucci. She's learned enough. She's okay. Like, I don't know. I don't think it's quite earned as this big finale of the season and showing that, yeah, Starlight, you're Gucci. I don't know. It's just the vibe I get from it. Do I think the episode is fun? Yes. We get a very cool adventure. We have a fun antagonist. And like I said, I think the dialogue consistently is really entertaining, especially when Discord and Trixie just like trading jabs at each other. I like Starlight's trepidation about going home. I like how she is a foil to Chrysalis, and especially in the animatic, I love how she brings her team together. Like, that scene with Thorax, I think, is very, very strong. I think the conclusion happens at a little too quick of a pace. I think what they're going for makes sense. I just think it's a little choppy. I like it quite a bit, but I don't love it. It's not an S tier finale. I think it's an A tier finale. It's a lot better than the premiere, but like it's good. It's not amazing. And overall, I feel like that's kind of what I think of season 6. There's more good overall than there is mid to bad. But it just feels like even the ones that I have in B tier, because I feel like in most seasons, my B tier episodes, I'm like, these are still good. These are still fun. Like, I'm more like, I like them. But I don't love them. Because I feel like in most seasons, it's like, the A tiers, I'm like, I fucking loved this shit. The B tiers, I didn't quite love them, but I like them a lot. And then C is like, it's fine, but there's some things holding it back. Here, I'm like, these are fine. These are a little bit better than fine, but are kind of fine. Even the A's where I'm like, I'm gushing about these. Like, even this, like, I have problems with this, but I feel like it's strong enough to be up here. And even this one, I'm like, as fun as this episode is, I think it's really funny. The fact that these three are like, my friendship with you is done. I'm like, I get it. You're in a bad mood. You're overreacting, but I don't know. Maybe it's a little too high, but I'm sorry. Fucking salty sea dog Applejack. This is more fun than you can have with a stick. Because I brought a stick. Bonk. It's really fun. And yeah, like, even this, like, as funny and fun as this episode is, it also kind of has its problems. I think Twilight's characterization in this is fine, but I get it when people are like, it's a problem. Like, even the A-tier episodes aren't like, damn, these are bangers. I like them, but they're not the best. I think the S-tiers are very strong, though, and this is genuinely like an all-time great episode. But, that's season 6. It's definitely not the best. I would still say overall, I think it is the weakest season. While season 3 has less episodes, I feel like the not great episodes aren't that many. And they don't hold it back as much as I feel like this season felt held back. Binging it, I was like, I like it. It's fine. It's okay. I don't know. Even while I was doing these tier lists, because like doing the tier list for the other seasons, I'm like, dude, I'm having so much fun. There were definitely episodes that I had a lot of fun talking about. Like, I felt the passion. And I was like, man, I'm making this season 6 tier list because I feel like I have to. And there's definitely episodes I really do want to talk about. But overall, I'm like, you could probably tell, I'm like, I'm just gonna skim through this one and this one, because I don't have much to say about some of these. I feel just really let down because of that. But I haven't started season 7 yet on this go around. Hopefully season 7 is gonna fucking sweep me off my hooves, and when I get to Applejack's parents, I'm gonna fucking cry the way I did the first 2 times I watched it. So, I think that's all for this one. I'll see you soonish.